Ladies and gentlemen, this is the team, Dream Team, GR.
Whoa.
Huh. I'm gonna race just like I'm a son. See, these dudes don't know where I'm coming from.
No.
New York all day. LA, VA, ATL, International. GR ain't beat for the BS. Cause we next, raised in the PJs, I demand my respect. Dry your eyes, you hater, here's some Kleenex. Yo, I know, but I'ma let it ride though. And let them clouds keep entertaining them sideshows. Wherever I go, it's bigger though. Jimmy I Beam, Doug Mars, 50 Diddy and Jigga though. I'm a humble dude, I don't like the sun. Niggas tryna front, I give them what they want. The jewels glistening, illa whips and exotic women, we just living it totally different. The Mike Jack tracks got me plenty raps. The wall-to-wall plaques, y'all envy that. They say Teddy whack, Teddy this, Teddy that. Do me a favor. Tell them Teddy's rap.
Oh, jam. Oh, jam. Give it to me today. Oh, jam. Oh, jam. Give it to me today.
Yo, Black, I made you. Yo, Chauncey, man, I made you. What type of dude supposed to be a dude filed bankruptcy just so he ain't gotta pay you? I must be some friend of Chauncey to not spaz when he crashed my Ferrari, or simply living with me rent free. Now you trying to file a lawsuit against me? That's a no-no. I love the promo though. They don't get your picture unless I'm in your photo. Remember when you tried to go solo? It wasn't good. You dropped a joint though, but it went double wood. Mike Jack tracks got me plenty rap. The wall-to-wall plaques, you envy that. They say Teddy whack, Teddy this, Teddy that. Do me a favor, Black.
I need you to jam for me. I need you to jam for me. Teddy, I really need it. I need you to jam for me. I need you to jam for me. I need you to
I wrote this like I wrote a song, and it goes a little something like this, the bridge. It's one thing that disturbs me, and I just don't know why. The whole brothers think without me that they can still be God. When they book Aaron and Damien, the promoter pays 12 stacks. But when CR's on the bill, y'all, them same promoters pay 40 racks. That should let y'all know how much I mean to the brand. That should let y'all know how much I mean to the fans. R-Kel took your swag and X'd you out. All that drinking and drugging done stressed you out. Do me a favor, just shut your mouth. You need a permanent seat on Iyanla's couch. The R&B ether. Matter of fact, y'all should be on the new R&B divas.
Teddy, won't you jam for me?
What's good? I'm having some technical difficulties, so the few that are here, I want to thank you for being here. I don't know what's going on with my personal page over there. I think it's Jeezy, y'all. I think it's Jeezy or his fans. I think Jeezy got me blocked because I said something about his opera. I don't know. Somebody help me out, man. I don't know. Just to let you know, I put something in the group. I don't know what's going on. I can't pull up my Wyatt Live. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I could be blocked. I could be banned. I could be on a whole lot of different stuff right now. I'm not quite sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's just make sure. I don't know what's going on with my personal page. Let me check it out and see if it said it was sending the information, but it's not. Let me try it again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, family. My Wyatt Live. Thank you, David. Thank you, Sean D. Nutter. Loud and clear. Great. I don't know what's going on. My page, my personal page is not showing up. it's not allowing me to go on Wyatt, on my Randall Wyatt page. The Wyatt Live page is up on Facebook. The YouTube page is up. The Twitter page is up. Everything is up except for, let me just see if I can update. No, I'm not going to do that. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe we could just go ahead and do what we do. And hopefully it'll kick in or something. I shared it to the page. David Herring said, we know one person can't call in. I'm not quite sure. What's good, Ed? John Love, what's happening? Mama Birch, what's good? Roz, what's happening? Lamont, what's good? Linda Evans, what's good? I don't know what's going on, man. Somebody, got something going on with the page, and I don't know. I got a good, hot feeling. Donna says I'm on your personal page. No, I think what you did is I went over to the personal page, and I'm sharing the Wyatt Live page over to the personal page. So when you hit the link, you're actually on the Wyatt Live page, because I'm not showing anyone. It's not even showing an option for my personal page, Donna. But if you want to be there and you can hear me, then that's cool. That's good. Let's leave it. Let's make it your way. I'm cool with that. However, I think you're on the Wyatt Live Facebook page, because I see that you're on Facebook. Okay, but my personal page, for some odd reason, let's see how this works out. Let's see how it works out. Maybe this is, the heavens, God, or someone telling me to just start going on the Wyatt Live page instead of my personal page, because like my personal page, I've been doing it for 5.5 years on my personal page. I don't know what it is. I just, started it there. So I just figure, hey, I'll just end it there. But for some, Ron Dula got us hot. You think so, Roz? I don't think it was Ron. Although the last few days when Ron called, the system just crashes. Cameras be smoking and the lights and shit in the studio be smoking. Ron, I'm telling you, bro, Ron call in and shit get different. I'm talking about on the electronic end over here. I be seeing flashes on the board. It be different. It's a little different when Ron call. Maybe it's because his information is like solid and it'll hold some people accountable. You feel what I'm saying? He go after people that I don't go after. He going after the police. He going after the mayor. He go after everybody. So I don't know. I just give him a platform to speak on. But yeah, he got different shit. He got undercover cameras and undercover recordings and paperwork. Oh yes, Sabrina Calloway. She says, "Can you see my comments? I'm on your personal page." Okay, this is what I think is happening. Queen, I don't think anyone is on my personal page. What I did is I shared the Wyatt Live page link to my personal page. So on my personal page, you're probably watching the link, and it directed you directly, over to the Wyatt Live page. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure if you go to my personal page looking for us, that you'll be able to see us. You know what I mean? That you'll be able to click it, and that's obviously what's going on. So I feel a little bit better about that. You don't have to be on my page at this point. Dominique, see how I hit your page, Dominique, when you do something, that I rock with. When you wear a bingo shirt or a bingo hat, or when you say something like "Who Dey," I'm right there with you, sis. I'm gonna click it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Let's see if I'm still down. I see the comments going, oops, connection lost, reconnecting going on today. It's the repercussions. The repercussions of saying some of the things we say over here. Ooh, my television down too, so that's probably an internet issue. That's probably an internet issue there. Let's give it a minute. Let's give it a minute. Ron Dula is on YouTube. Y'all better stop. Dominique says you froze. Yes, I know. Am I still froze? Looks like I'm back. Look like we went down for a second. Look, listen. All I can do is talk. I don't have an inkling. I can't do anything. Okay, thank you, David. He said we see and hear you clearly. Okay. Half the show gonna be getting the shit right, so it'll look right here's correctly or something. I don't know. And I'm glad it happened today because I don't really have anything to talk about. I do, but nothing really like that. Yeah, hey, Roz. Just for you making that comment, I wish my shit was working right now because I have a couple clips. I'm gonna put your name on these clips. Roz sent me these clips. This is some Roz shit. All right, man. Let me just try to talk for a second and see if we get on schedule or on track. I'm not quite sure. Looks like the only thing that's up right now are the Wyatt Live page on Facebook, Wyatt Live page on YouTube, Wyatt Live on X, and on, I guess, Twitter is X. Yes, it's the same thing. So have that, and then on TikTok. So are we good to go? Can somebody just give me a thumbs up? Donna says, Wyatt, I keep going to jail off this. Going to jail off what? What are you doing? What are you doing to go to jail? Are we good? Okay, let's try to move on. Let's see if we can move on. That's why I had to make this page. Oh, okay, Donna. Okay, I should have known by the picture that I see of your in the corner of your profile. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, the only one that, damn it, follow directions the right way. Thank you, Jenny. Everybody else just fall back and just wait for somebody else to do something. I can't stand y'all no assertive asses. I'm just playing. Let's have some fun today, man. I don't really have anything on deck. I can tell y'all yesterday I got quite a few some blowback from what I said about Jeezy. I don't care. I knew I was. I might have done that on purpose. I might have brought up the Jeezy purpose. I thought it was legit. I thought it was a legitimate argument. I thought it was a grown man argument. I thought that people, if you want to come out and have some class, if you want to show some class about yourself, damn it, you can't just be class. You can't just put cologne on over dirt. That's just how I feel about the shit. Jeezy's not classy to me. Rick Ross is not classy to me. Like, I think it's crazy to have Rick Ross take his fat ass up on stage and put some black pants and a white tux jacket on and get up there and start talking about the plug, 8 ounces and shit. I just think there ain't nothing classy about that to me. That's the shit that we got fooled by when we was young. It was gold chain sweatsuits and Adidas that tricked us into thinking the shit was cool. Now we gonna fall for the shit because it now has us putting on bow ties and coat and shoots jackets and shiny shoes. Not me. It don't fool me. Now we supposed to think that now these guys then hit the dope game. They making it classy all of a sudden, and it's still not killing the people in our community. How many of them, other than the rappers back then, to the rappers today, they the only ones getting paid off the dope game. The dope boys going to jail or going to the grave. That was my whole point. And now we turning around. I'm not gonna stay off your boy Ron. It's crazy as hell. As powerful as you are speaking for the community, you put yourself first though. But as powerful as you are, understanding the consequences of our actions in our community, I can't believe that you are a Jeezy fan. Jeezy ain't cutting up dope to smoke. Jeezy cut up dope to sell us in our community. And y'all want to put on them tuxes and shiny ass shoes and bow ties and come on, man. Y'all tripping. I'm not talking about the younger people. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about 50. And it could go back to like 45. If you 45 or see a 30-year-old, 35-year-old can take their ass down there with a shiny dress on. They don't know no better. That's what was sitting in the front row. 30, 35. They caught the tail end. They was there. You know, Jeezy is an artist that can get a 30-year-old mama and a 15-year-old son on the same page and listening to the same dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? Remember that day that we were talking about? I don't think parents are trying to be their kids' friend. Jeezy is a perfect example of an artist that can have a 30-year-old mama, not him, but a 30-year-old mother out here or a 35-year-old mother that has a 20-year-old son or a 18-year-old son. I'm talking about they could like the same music. They could like the same dumb shit. They could like the same dope music. You feel me? I mean, it's just they grew up in that same era of nonsense. You feel me? Like my mother and them didn't like NWA. You feel me? NWA was not talking about the things that my mother and them was on. So that wasn't a favorable group. She didn't rock with NWA. She might have liked the beats was starting to get progressive, moving ahead, but nah. But today, since the 90s, or let's just say since like late 80s, 88, 87, 88, when girls was having babies, those 15 years later, they're listening to the same music. That's how you end up getting a grandmama, a mama, and a daughter in a Jeezy concert. Hey, mama, Jeezy about to play that 8-ball. I'm just saying. Shit was crazy to me. Going in and out on my channel. I know today's gonna be a short day. I can already tell by how this shit is acting up. And it's acting up too bad. It's acting up to the point where I don't even want to be bothered with it. Today must be an off day. Like I'm really not supposed to be here. First, the channel is down and I can't pull it up. My Wyatt channel, my personal page, it's down. I can't pull it up. And now my internet or whatever is popping in and out. That's going to get agitating. I'm not going to want to do this. So it must be what we were talking about yesterday. It has to be. This microphone. Sorry. Can you guys hear me okay? Microphone light is blinking on the thing telling me there's something. See, there's something going on with that as well. I'm getting tired of this shit, y'all. I'm getting tired of it already. So now, where's my time? Ron, you got beef? You got some smoke for me about the Jeezy shit? Anytime, because that's another battle you can't win on this conversation. I know lyrics. I know his lyrics. I could put the lyrics up on the screen. Matter of fact, I could play some Jeezy songs if you want. I could play some Jeezy if you really want. And then we could go toe for toe to see who that makes sense to. We can go toe to toe. All right, so one of the things I wanted to talk about today. Dominique says, yeah, because you're trying to talk trash about my guy concert. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What part am I talking trash about? Oh, because I called it trash? Oh. Trash ass lyrics. The same lyrics that got our little boys in the penitentiary, Same lyrics that got your baby daddies out here chasing all these little girls and women and all this old shit. That's all. That's what they talking. He talking trap shit. That's all it is. And you're not gonna fool me. You fooled me once back when you had me believing Pelly Pale and all that shit was the dopest thing to do, and buying gold chains and all that old trash. Y'all fooled me once. You'll never fool me again in that lifestyle. It's just never gonna happen. There's better ways to become rich. Y'all know I don't like to use the N word, but that's what that lifestyle is. It's ninja rich, and that don't get you anywhere. How many guys you know our age are sitting in a retirement home or sitting down on the beach from living that lifestyle, or bought mansions or have a bunch of money? Jeezy been making money off that music for the longest. He ain't sending nobody no money on their books. He ain't paying for nobody kids out here. Maybe his. And then what I learned to do as I was getting a little bit older, that ain't real life. Dominique said he talk about real life. Now he talk about fucked up lives. I guess you have a point there. But you can promote fuckery to people and make it seem good. That's why our culture is trash. Name another music that call their women bitches and hoes and sluts and sell dime bags and nickels and shit like that, and glorify shit that's happening in our community. Show me another music that does that. Show me. I'll tell you now, anybody that thinks that music is not motivational, it's not inspirational, you don't understand what the purpose or what the purpose of music truly is. Music is supposed to be inspiring. David Henry says they fooled millions of people. Once we found out they rented those cars, houses, chains, etc., the jig was up. I thought that too, bro. But now all they doing is, you heard it on the show yesterday. You heard it on the show yesterday. Who was that said that foolery? Who said that foolery? Are they cleaning the dope game up? The fuck? Phil Freeman says, so if NWA had a tour, you wouldn't want to see it. Nah. Honestly, nah. Ice Cube been touring. I ain't bought a ticket for that. He was in he was in Cincinnati twice. He was down at the Ricky Smiley thing on Fountain Square. I seen that he was down there, and then he was at the not Jack Casino, excuse me. I was just at Jack's this weekend. He was at the Hard Rock Casino downtown Cincinnati. If I fly in the shit that I like to see, and that surely ain't no shit. You really think I'm gonna go down and see and watch Ice Cube? Now I'll be honest with you. I might do Ice Cube because he only had a small stint of bullshit when he was writing all that stuff for NWA. That was then. When he moved to New York and he got with the brothers, when he got with the Nation, it was a different situation. When he was down with the Zulu, when he was down with Chuck D, when he was down with the Lynch Mob, he was talking way different. He was talking about the same shit that I talk about now. Is where he is in business. What do you worth? Like $200 million or something like that? Fully independent, owns his own basketball league. Yeah, I support him now because he understood. Jeezy's still out here selling old lyrics. None of his lyrics is telling you how to be prepared. He ain't teaching you how to be independent unless you want to be an independent dope boy. That's what it is, man. He's not gonna fool me again, bro. They got me one time with the nice sweatsuits. Y'all know what I'm saying. You got me that one time with the J's. They priced them up expensive. You know how people are. They always want some shit. Here's the craziest thing in the world to me. I ain't never seen nobody but us line up for a bunch of shit that look the same. I mean, like, we'll sit up there and the size 10 and 11s and 12s of the Jordans go out right away. Remember, people used to stand in line at the shoe store early in the morning? They'll go get the J's before they go to school and take off that day. I ain't going to school. I got my J's. They'll go to school by lunchtime with the new J's on. You got 10 people wearing the same J's. That's just to impress everybody. Oh, he got them 200s. He got them $200 J's. Yeah, we all did that, bro. That shit is crazy. That shit is for the birds. You hear me? And here we are, 50 plus years old. Some of y'all fools 60 still thinking that shit was fly. You working on 60 and out there trying to Do you hear what he's saying? I'm just wondering. Do you hear what he's talking about? Let me go to the phone lines. Oh, geez, it's gonna be a long day, short day. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. What? Oh, I already know who this is. Good afternoon, caller. Who am I speaking with?
You better cut that out on my boy Jeezy.
That's your man.
Look,
that's your man in them.
Look, this is what I was trying to say yesterday.
Oh, jeez. Go ahead, Ron.
He. Now, you know, you dibbled and dabbled in the lifestyle a long time ago.
That's why
right?
I know it's some bullshit. Thank you. I appreciate you. Go ahead, but I appreciate you.
But I mean, you done told us that. So now you found out that wasn't for you, and you moved on, and you good now, right?
I don't know. I don't know. It all depends.
Oh, no, well, I think you're good right now. So that's just my opinion,
Okay. Yeah.
So now, Jeezy, he don't apologize for his lifestyle like none of us do, because we all don't.
I ain't mad at Jeezy.
Ron,
I'm not mad at Jeezy, bro. You ain't heard me say nothing about Jeezy, a fool, an idiot, or I'm mad at him. You ain't heard me say that.
But listen what I'm saying. So now he recognized when I honestly interviews with him, man, and he recognized what he did and the harm he created for the community and all that stuff. But his music, still the music.
Okay.
It's still the music. I was a trap star, when he was making his music, but that got me through a difficult time,
Jeezy ain't get you through no hard. Did somebody steal your pack and you recover? Did you go rob a dude that had some keys or something?
That was when I first separated from my wife.
And you listened to Jeezy.
I got a divorce, and I was getting a divorce.
And you listened to Jeezy going through a divorce.
No.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Listen to me.
Go ahead. I'm trying to. You're saying some crazy shit right now.
Vito's was my spot. I was telling you this yesterday. Vito's was my spot.
I heard you.
That was all we played. Rick Ross and Jeezy.
Okay, so and that helped you get through a divorce.
That got me through that difficult time in my mind where
trap music got you through your divorce
that I was having. Situation, do everything right.
Hold on, Ron. Let me tell you what you just basically said to a guy like me. You just said that Jeezy and Rick Ross got you through your divorce because you was at Vito's, right? So basically, what you was doing was paying girls.
It just got me through a difficult time. That was my music that I was vibing to.
That's because of what was in the building, nigga. You was walking into hell, okay? And that hell is what got you through those moments. You probably could have been with a real good woman. You probably could have still been with her, but what you chose to do is go listen to some.
Nigga.
Hold on, bro. You ain't gonna let me finish my point.
Okay.
So tell me what song of Jeezy's helped you work yourself through a divorce? What was your motivation?
No,
tell me one.
It ain't that simple. It ain't that simple. And
because it's not about that song. It's not about them. You walked into a territory that was demonic. And that's what helped you get through something that you thought you got through. It helped you erase something out of your mind. It ain't had shit to do with their music. It was the people in there. Tell me you wasn't trying to push up on girls. That's what got your mind off of your divorce. It wasn't them Jeezy and them.
I thank you for your psychoanalysis.
It's what it is. That's what it is. Well, then tell me what song Jeezy or Rick Ross. Ron, well, tell me what song. I know what song I fell in love off of. Can you tell me what song you fell out of love with your wife on, and it was Jeezy or Rick Ross? Can you tell me that?
Wrong. See, you can't. Now,
no.
I'm gonna tell you what's right. Now, my thing was it wasn't just Vito's. It was.
Where was Vito's at, Ron? Where was Vito's?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I mean, I hate to cut you off, but I'm just trying to put my mind on where Vito's was. Is that in Clifton?
It was on the. It was almost on the corner of Reading and what's that? Reading and what's that? Damn.
Somebody will put it in the screen. Go ahead, bro. Because it
was in Roseline.
Okay, I remember now.
So
I had it confused with another spot, but it's been so long ago. You must have pushed up in there all the time because you just, damn it, you almost spit the address out. So I mean, I got you. But go ahead, bro. Finish saying what you were saying.
Yeah. I was in there pretty much every night.
Yeah.
But the fact of
Vito's got you through there. Vito's got you through your situation. But ain't nothing wrong with that. I would rather say Vito's got me through than Jeezy and Rick Ross.
No.
It was the place that got you through that, Ron. Think about it, bro.
No.
Then tell me what song.
Okay.
Tell me, what song was it?
Okay. No, it wasn't a particular song. It wasn't a particular song.
So what it was it was the artist.
Like I said, I wasn't a trap star or nothing like that, but I was living a particular lifestyle that, it sort of guided me through. Well,
you're frustrating me, Ron. You're a smarter guy.
You have to remember, I had just rekindled my relationship with my father and lost him at the same time. And then I was losing and consequently lost my mother.
I'm sorry
during this time.
Yeah.
So, I was breaking apart. And the only thing that it is something about a Libra. Now I don't know, Libras out there do that, but the music does something to a Libra, and like I said, it guided me through a lot of tough times and a lot of times where I wanted to do some things that I shouldn't have done that I didn't do. So I mean, and it's not nothing particular, but it's just it was just those songs that the Rick Ross and Jeezy got me through, and you can't dog Jeezy because he left that lifestyle alone and he still want to do his music.
So let me
and he want to do it not in remembrance of what he did back then, like the way he did it, but he want to do it with class. And that's
God, Ron, you the one who said that crazy shit yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me.
I said that because I couldn't get the meaning out that I wanted to give, so you just got my meaning.
So now let me ask you something, and it's just a short question. It's just a yes or a no. Would you remember when we used to not listen to, but we used to hear when we were younger that they had devil worshiping music like Head Bat?
Yeah. Playing it backwards and all that in the 80s.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. How would you take it if you heard somebody say that rock and roll, that heavy metal, bat drinking blood music made me get through my marriage? It helped me get through life. How would you feel if you heard something like that? You would say, yeah, that makes sense.
To each his own. Why would I say anything different?
Okay, you got some people. Look, bro, I got my opinion. You got yours. You got some people on here that agree with you. Princess Flower on here says that trap shit got her through some hard times too. That's because y'all probably was dealing with dope boys. See what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. It's certain mentality. I think y'all missing the point of why I said what I said yesterday. I'm not mad at Jeezy. It's like this, bro. Remember as children, we used to listen to nursery rhymes? We would listen to music that was appropriate to our age, right? And what do you do with nursery rhymes? You learn off of nursery rhymes. And you
listen. I told you that before, and you totally disagree with me.
What?
I told you that we did this because our music and everything that we have done, we perpetrated that shit. We did that. This is a fault of us.
You've never heard
as
me
a result of
disagree
our
with that.
kids. And you disagree with me.
Bro, are you new to this show, bro? I have told you that we are responsible. My generation.
You wasn't responsible.
Oh my God.
I wasn't responsible.
Ron, you lunching.
I raised mine.
Ron, I've never said that. See, don't take me out. Don't do that to me. Ron, if you misunderstood me, you misunderstood me. I guarantee you, if we do a poll right now, people will be like, nah, Wyatt have always said that we are responsible for putting out this type of stuff that we listening to. We can go all the way back to Ice Cube, Iced Tea, and all the other soft drinks and all them dudes back then that was putting out bullshit. Ghetto Boys, Scarface. I'm the one who told you when I was in my mode that me and my partner would listen to Scarface to go do what we had to do. That was our inspiration. We would put the cassette tape in to go do what we had to do, just to build ourselves up to be able to go do it. It was a lifestyle, and comes with that.
But see how now how can you dog Jeezy for what he wanted to do for being being classy right now
keep saying dog
for what
Jeezy.
He wanted to do.
You keep saying dog Jeezy, but one thing I can tell you that I would find it weird. My children grew up on what are those? Grew up on Barney, right? They grew up on Barney. I would think it would be real weird if Barney came to town and had an orchestra behind him and singing, "I love you."
Now you said Barney. You said Barney, but what else did they grow up on?
Wait a minute.
Now you said Barney, but what else did they grow up on?
What you mean? They grew up on Miley. They grew up on a lot of different stuff.
When Barney didn't satisfy them. What music?
That's my whole point, Ron. At 50 years old, Jeezy shouldn't be stimulated to you. It shouldn't be a stimulant. It should be some shit that if you're gonna put clean clothes on, you should be listening to clean cut music. You should grow out of that dope shit. It's like this, bro. Or what do you call a man that sell dope his whole life?
Wait a minute. So no, wait a minute. You telling me that you man, I shouldn't listen to Scarface?
No, bro, what are you talking about?
I shouldn't listen?
Okay, hold on. Let me just say this to you. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying you can't listen to it, Ron. But let me just say this. If I don't care nothing about what you talking about, twin. I know you gonna call. But listen, Scarface was one of my favorite artists coming up because I was in that mental. Okay? I could relate to it because it was part of my life at that time. If Scarface came to Cincinnati and had some orchestra thing, he was one of my favorite artists, right? He had a different sound, but he was talking that Houston, Texas shit on the streets. I would feel more comfortable. I'm just being honest with you, Ron. This is how I feel. I'm comfortable listening to Scarface in my house or in my car. I'm not about to put on a tuxedo and go down and listen to no dope man hustle shit that I used to do street shit off of. I'm not gonna do that because number one, I got children. All right. And if my children see what they know my past. I mean, I wasn't no dude that was in and out of joint like that. But all I'm saying to you is just like any other music,
is grown.
Just like any other music, that's why you see artists like Mary J who can last for 40 years. You see what I'm saying? She can last because she keeps growing. Her audience matures with her. Why don't you have Jeezy put an album out today and see how well it goes? But that's why a lot of rappers.
Jeezy got new music out.
Okay, you got his latest album. What's his latest album called, Ron?
Man,
I just be asking simple shit, bro. I didn't ask you to do a trigonometry problem.
Oh no man,
I asked an easy question.
I don't. Shit, nigga, it'll be good for me to remember this conversation.
Man, all you got to do is Google the shit.
Right
you ain't
now.
got to try to. I'm not asking you to tell us.
I don't know a particular song.
This dude been out for 30 years. 20 years. He been out 20 years and you don't know one song.
I
This is
don't
the guy that
know a
got you through
particular
your divorce.
song.
This is the dude that got you through your divorce.
Mhm.
And you don't know one song.
I don't know a particular song. I can't
Because Ron, let me
recall
tell you
a
something, Ron.
particular
Let
song
me tell
right
you
now
something,
because
Ron.
and first of all, because you put me on the spot, so
No.
you making it. And I mean, what difference does that make?
Ron,
What difference does that make?
Ron.
But no,
Ron,
no.
wait a minute, hold on. I'm about to tell you
Ask a
something.
question. What difference does that make?
I'm about to tell you something though first, okay?
What the song is? What difference does that make if I can recite a song or a lyric right now?
Because it fits the same premise of, if you ask me, well, Wyatt, what song did you fall? What song did you hear that you and your wife, your first song, or the song that made y'all get close, or that you fell in love with your wife? I can tell you that song. If you tell me, wait a minute, hold on, bro. You asked me a question.
Wait a minute. You
asked me a question.
You said because you put a lot of variables up there.
What? No, I kept it simple. I kept it simple. It was on the same premise. I kept it simple. Don't just say
okay. Anyway, but like I said, what difference does that make?
It makes a huge difference because you put an idea out here. You said
no. I put the facts out there. I put the facts out there that pertain to me.
Okay, but
that pertain to me.
I'm sorry, Ron.
I don't care what your fact is.
I didn't say anything about a fact.
That's no disrespect.
No,
but you can't impose what you think about what my fact is of what I've been through.
Ron, I'm telling you right now, brother.
You can't impose it on me.
Ron, I'm telling you right now. Get ready, okay? Get ready. I'm about to tell you something that's realistic.
Tell me something realistic.
It was. I could tell you the songs that put me in rhythm to make me go out on the streets and do what I was doing. Okay. Songs I can recite the lyrics. I could tell you what got me in that mode to do what I'm doing. Okay, you telling me that Jeezy and Rick Ross got you through your divorce? They don't even make music.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say it was divorce. I said it got me through a tough period of my life. I was divorcing. I've just rekindled a relationship with my father, and he died. And my mother was sick and died, consequently, of Lou Gehrig's disease. What? It got me through a tough time. Okay, all right. So I don't care. Okay. I don't care what you read had nothing to do with me.
You can't compare. You can't compare our situations. No. I'm just trying to let you know that your mind was not necessarily on Jeezy. It wasn't necessarily on Rick Ross. Your mind was where you were. Your setting is what puts you out of touch of all your worries and troubles.
But you telling me what it is about me?
Because Ron, it's very simple. Ron, no. It's very simple. All right, I can tell you every woman on here that's ever been in love who's all had a
fuck about you.
Ron, calm down. Calm down.
I don't give a fuck about them women.
I know, Ron.
I don't
Ron,
mean
I don't
no disrespect, and I didn't mean it that way.
I know.
What I'm simply saying is, and you got me out of pocket. Don't do that. What I'm simply saying is this, and it drives me nuts for people to assume or imply in a position upon somebody else. You can't imply that a position on me, and you can't tell me what I think and what I feel and what I've dealt with in my heart and in my life. So it don't make a difference what fucking song it was. It don't make a difference what song you heard. And it don't make a difference.
Let me tell you something,
bro. It's just me.
Let me just tell you what you said that gave me the idea. I'm probably 100% wrong. And you're 100% right. What you said to me, that we all have lived in those moments of that influential times. Now, the reason why I said and felt the way I felt is because you brought up a location. You said Vito's was my spot. Vito's was playing the music, but it was the spot that was kind of taking you to another. It was taking you to a different place, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like there was girls there. There was things to keep your mind off that woman you was having problems with. Okay. And for some, and let's be realistic. Those are the things that men need. We need distractions in our lives. If you had a song that I know everybody on here has a song that made them chill out. There's a song on here. Everybody got a song that made them blaze up one. When they heard their song, they had to blaze up. There's people that listen to gospel music that get them through the moment, and they can tell you what their favorite gospel music is because it's relatable to their situation. I'm just trying to ask you what Jeezy song was relatable to the situation you were in with your wife. That's all I was asking you. And you kept going off about, I don't have to have a song. And I'm saying then it wasn't Jeezy then.
It wasn't a song that had
it was an era. It was a place, right?
With what I was going through with my wife. Stop saying that. I told you it was okay. I'll break it down.
I'm willing to tell you the truth about me and tell you that
it's an experience. It's an experience. And I had an experience over some odd years, and Jeezy and Rick Ross was a part of my experience.
Okay.
And it was a big part of my experience. And the thing that I remember and the thing that brought me joy was my music, and that it was my experience. See, it wasn't that it was Vito's, because it would have been any bar. I only hung in Vito's because my brother, my brother did. Oh well, he's not my actual brother, but we call each other brothers. He did security down there, so I was always in there. And we smoked weed together, and that was why I was always in there. Plus, I was.
Hold on, I gotta ban somebody. I gotta ban Tracy. You banned. My sister came in here and said some foul shit. She said, "Wyatt, I am not a hoe, but when Uncle Luke come on, I got to be. I gotta be. No, I can't even see that. I don't even want to see that in my mind. Stop. Now, but listen, bro. Listen. And Jerica, I will address what you said. Talking about some comparison of Jeezy and Barney. I think y'all misunderstanding what I'm saying. And I do that a lot. And y'all, we tend to bump heads about my taking my stuff out of context. I'm just saying, you came on here yesterday and said trying to clean up the dope game. That sounds crazy to me.
And that was it. That was. I mean, hold on. You know, it was a crazy statement.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my intention. That was just the words that I had at the time. That was just the words I had at the time. I couldn't think of anything else.
Okay. All right. Well, all I was saying to people is whether we like it or not. See, I came from that era, like most of us did, of the bad shit that comes out of the music. I was influenced. I made some bad decisions in life off of the music, and it's done a lot of harm in our communities. It might not affect the community the way you know how it did, but Ron, you know how it affected the communities, the things that he talked about and the things that he did. I just find it to be a little odd that somebody would come in with an orchestra. We've already been fooled once.
Why are you begging on that orchestra?
Because you're trying to make some bullshit classy. That's what it's to me. It just sound goofy. It sound goofy. That's like Ice Cube coming in with an orchestra and he's saying shit like he said, selling 8 balls and shit like that, dubbing up and selling and just fucking up the community. So you can't say that cleaning something up, but it's still harmful. It is good. I mean, we did that. We made dope boys look clean, smooth, and we made them pillars of our community. I don't want to say pillars, but we had those children were influenced by those money makers. Everybody wanted to be a dope boy in our city, in our community, because of how we glorified it. Now we about to glorify it in a whole nother different kind of way.
But they still do, and they still are. That ain't gonna go nowhere. But anyway, I'm gonna let Jericho call, man. I ain't gonna sitting over the phone.
Okay. All right.
100.
All right. Hey, Ron, thanks, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right,
All right,
100.
man. Talk to you. So what? We differ. We differ. Okay. So 15 years from now, when Sexy Red talking about brown booty hole and shit, and y'all got prom dresses sitting at the airing off, y'all gonna think them kids look good and smart. Oh, she done cleaned up the booty hole song. She done cleaned up the booty hole song. And your daughters and them down there with an orchestra with Sexy Red down there, and they down there thumping and jumping on Sexy Red. Get out of here with that bull crap, man. I'm just saying. It don't make sense to me. And no, I'm not going to I am not going to support Cube if he came in here talking that bullshit. Now, let X-Clan come in and take off the dashikis and shit and put on some tuxes and walk up on stage, or let somebody like Master not Master P. Let Public Enemy come up in here and let them bring the Nation of Islam up. Y'all wasn't ready when they was clean and talking that shit that was empowering the community, when we could have been listening to the music and we could have had the growth in our communities financially. PE was telling us to buy land, not dubs and nicks and quarter O's and keys and shit like that. Public Enemy Chuck D and them was like, man, listen, the power is is Fear of a Black Planet. Who listened to that album? Let me go to the phone lines. This shit about to get it's just gonna get crazy. I know. I gotta go. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, it's your boy Twin, man.
Oh, Twin, I'm glad you called, man. You can calm me down.
I can't calm down. You need to calm me down, man.
What's going on, man? What's happening?
Man, my Bears lost last night.
I already
man.
know. I already know. You thought you had you one too, didn't you? In the third quarter at the end.
We had one, and he should have just kicked the field goal, man. It would have went into overtime. It was stupid, man. I don't know. We might get it hard. We got to go to Detroit, man. So might be hard on.
Well, Detroit not looking too good. They got beat up on. They got beat bad.
Well, everybody getting beat up. It is what it is, man. Wyatt, music like an ecstasy pill, man.
It is. Ooh, that's a bar. Hey, that's a bar. That's a bar. That's a bar.
On what
that's a bar.
Swing you.
That's a bar. I give you that.
So, hey, Wyatt, you can listen to Girl, You Know I Love You and all that, and R. Kelly, I Wish, King George, If You Want to Leave, Young Jesus, trap music, Master P, make you say, So it just an ecstasy pill, man. It depends on what mood you in.
Okay.
Hey, you down and out, you want to feel hard. See, I'm about to put my, J's on and everything, my Jabot suit on or something like that, or I might put on my Tom Ford suit, stepping out tonight. It depends on what mood swing, so you can't knock it. We grew up there. Why? Every weekend, pimps up, hoes up, pimps down, hoes up. Come on, wife. We stepping out.
Exactly. You making my point even further.
We stepping out as gangsters. Maybe I want to be a gangster this weekend.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, maybe I want to put on my Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to put on my, two-piece suit with my 40s on.
Let me just say
and
this
everything.
There is no way in the hell I would have wore one of my Tom Ford suits down in some Jeezy orchestra shit with weed all on it and all that. There's no way I would have done that.
Hey, if you grew up stepping in the name of love with that two-piece all your life, that's what you go do.
Respectable music, bro. That's respectable. I mean,
that's how you go. If you grew up wearing two-piece blue jeans, that's what you go do.
People fall in love.
It's a switch-up game, though, to every event. Maybe I'm going, Jeezy, you a rapper. I ain't about to dress up for this, man. I know. Now, if back in the day, LL wanted them, I'm going to put on my two-piece because, they paid the way for it. But, gee, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't care what orchestra, whatever you try to orchestrate. No, this ain't me. You still about to flip on at halftime and put on your J's and Air Force One and cock your hat to the back. Come on, man. So, like you said, what was the reverse suit at? All y'all got y'all suit on, but he switched up on y'all, put on the white tee. He was speaking knowledge yesterday, spitting bars or
Who?
whatever.
Who?
Yes, you.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought you was talking about Ron.
No.
Now all I'm
Was
saying
cool
to you is
too.
this, bro. Look, I've done some dumb stuff in my life. I will be first to say that, okay? But I know what influenced me to do a lot of that dumb shit in life. To be 50 years old and still be attached to the shit that I was attached. Look, I guess some people could call me a hypocrite because you did. Because look, hold on. I like New Jack Swing music. Okay, but Teddy Riley ain't never made me go bust a lick, hit a lick, or no shit like that. His music don't say that. His music don't inspire me.
Well,
that
it
kind of way.
depends on what swing you. And sometimes you come on with some goofy stuff. Like, man, what is he listening to in? Look, as nigga, oh, he doing this. You switch the game up, Wyatt. You hypocrite about the situation. What I just said. You agree with me, but it depends on, like I said, the ecstasy move that you in.
Well,
maybe you
and
want to
somebody-
listen
who
to
was
Teddy
that?
right. Tomorrow you go listen to Gucci
Who
or
was that?
somebody.
Tanika
Gucci.
said, I forgot what it was. I don't know what it is, but it has something to do with that movie. With that music. Excuse me. Let me see what I find, because y'all on the same page when you say that.
You said a concert. She talking about the concert.
Oh, she said, "Who's taking ecstasy pills? Nobody's taking the pills."
No. Ecstasy pill is a mood swing.
Right.
That some people don't know.
We talking about what it actually.
Some
makes
people
you do,
don't know
what the effects of it
but you
are.
have to break it down how it is. It depends on what swing. I'm a gangster today. I might be a in my Donnie Hathaway move,
Right.
or Aretha Franklin or something like that.
Sierra Brooks. Check this out. I've been to a lot of Teddy Riley concerts. If Teddy came into town and it was a black tie affair, suit affair, I would be all over it.
You dress up for Teddy Riley.
Because
I understand
Teddy Riley
that.
Understandable. He got grown folk music. He don't have little boy ass, fake
like
ass,
Keith
dope
Sweat
boy,
and all them.
fake ass, dope boy ass music. That's fake ass shit. That's deceptive ass music. That's what it is. It's demonic, fake ass, fraud ass music in all aspects. It fool kids. It fool women. It fool men. It tell you can be something that you truly can't be. Or even if you make it to be it, you end up with a destructive life. There's no positive that comes out of the dope game. No positive. I'm talking about street pharmacy. There's no positive that come out of it. Nobody gets anything good out of it. Now we gonna clean up.
Only positive no come out of it is people telling their testimony about it, and it can enlighten somebody's mind a little. That's only advice and part of the situation you get.
Okay.
Other than that, you can't be no pharmaceutical say I sold bricks and everything else to a child. No, that's not positive about it. But the positive is coming out with a good testimony like, hey, young lady, hey, sir, you can make it, young man. You can make it in life. I've been there, done it.
Well,
don't go down that road.
It might work sometime, but in most cases,
I mean,
it don't work because if that's
it ain't gotta be about the dope, boy. You ain't gotta be. You can rob a bank or you can, get over somebody for years or something like that. A homemaker or something, I used to be a homemaker. Or I used to be a wall. You can enlighten somebody's mind. It's up to you.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying on the dope level.
I guess I'm just gonna
level.
ride by myself today, man, because I don't care. I guess I'm just riding by myself on
yeah,
this
you
topic.
riding by yourself because Ron, because I say you hypocritical and I'm not gonna take it back.
I ain't asking you to take it back. I'm saying
you and Al, you went to Al 23 and spilled all that milk. Now I gotta call a supervisor or the front end clerk for what you just did.
No,
yeah.
I'm not, bro. You can call me a hypocrite when you see me walk downtown or walk through a city with a tux on to go listen to some dope boy shit. That's when you call me a hypocrite. All right, but unless I'm talking about something on this show that's relevant, you can tell by my pace of music how I start the show of what I'm gonna be on that day. That's what I do. The music is what paces me out to put me in a space of where I
know
need
when
to
you
be.
come in, I listen to her like, yeah. He on one today. He must be feeling good. What else?
Listen to Ron.
Yeah.
Ron said, see, Ron got some, y'all better check on Ron, do a visit.
What he do?
He said a lot of good come out of dope money. We just don't know it. A lot of good come out of dope money.
Don't.
All right.
No, the hell
Ron
it don't. He made that up.
Hey, bro, I haven't heard this. I haven't said
Only
this.
good come out of it, you making a lot of money in the women. Other than that, no.
See?
You never go win.
See?
You never go win.
Only
You can
good
have all the
thing
money.
come
You
out
never
of it
because
is
you
money and
it's,
women.
man, that shit ain't nothing but fucking the devil, man. That's the devil, man. Some parts I regret Wyatt doing it. Some I do regret it, but other than that, man, ain't nothing but the devil, man. It's too
I
much
already know.
come behind it. Too much territory. Everything else come behind it. Gotta watch your back. Who robbing you? What bills you got to pay at this
See,
house,
that's what I'm
that
saying,
house,
twin.
man.
That's what
Hell
I'm
with
saying.
that.
But twin, here's the thing.
Huh?
A lot of people that's never been in the game, they only know the drug game for the surface because they only see the surface. They don't know all the shit that comes. They don't know that you don't trust anybody, that most
Man,
of them
you can
carry all their
right.
money in a car because they can't put it nowhere because they scared somebody, they nervous somebody gonna steal it. They keep moving because their own people set them up.
It's the ones
Y'all
that
don't know the
you
game.
thought you was your friend, White. Like, man, this man, day one. He got
all
him, man.
I'm saying to you is, bro, there's some people that really understand it. Not that it's I'm not trying to say it's a flex to do it. I'm saying there's a lot of different shit that come along with the game. That's a lot of the crime and the violence that you see coming out of your cities is happening because of the dope game. All the stealing, the little misdemeanor stealing that's going on up at Home Depot and Walmart and all that, they stealing so they can get some dope. They not stealing so they can eat. They stealing because they need some dope. Now, if they steal something to eat out of there, yeah, they hungry, but they probably gonna smoke some dope later on with the money left over. The dope game is nothing but disaster to communities, bro. We should know that. And not only is it a disaster to the community, it's a disaster from the business end of it. These guys getting shot in the head at Walmart in broad daylight outside, that's dope shit. Somebody then robbed him. Somebody then ran off with the pack and he got caught up with. That shit is, it ain't about a girl. It's not about a woman. That's money shit right there. And we sitting here glorifying dope game and all that old shit, bro. And we wonder where we are today. That's why the 80s fucked us up. If we would have been listening to X-Clan, KRS-One, we would have been doing the good guys. It would be a whole different culture right now.
You remember Louis Farrakhan put all of them in a room at one time?
Yeah, and Farrakhan shut the room down.
2001, I believe.
Yeah.
He said, at the end of the day, you call them bitches and hoes and everything else. That's like talking to your mama and all that. You
won't call your mama
the dope gang, but at the end of the day, we got to buy your music. At the end of the day, you're not enlightening the child, the young community, the black community about nothing. Only deep talking about killing and all this other stuff. And he was truly right. And they didn't say a word, man. You can hear pins drop out of that.
All I can do is look at I'm not even gonna surface Chicago. All right. I could because I know a little bit about Chicago as well, because I like Chicago. I'm gonna look at Cincinnati. How many dope boys made money off the TQL stadium sale? How many of them own property and land down on over the Rhine? How many of them own land on Clark, Lynn, Armory? How many of them own land down there? So when the man came to buy all that land up, now this is where all we sold. That's where they sold all the dope on these streets and poisoned our community. Sold a bunch of shit in Avondale. It went up and down the streets. So if we not putting people in a position to win past the 10th frame, then I ain't on it no more. I had my time. Jericho, what I meant was this. What I meant was this when I said Barney. Certain music is learning. You're supposed to pass it, outgrow it. You're supposed to learn if it's something to keep you stimulated so you'll learn. That's what it's for. But after the lesson is learned, you got to let it go. Now you get into something. Y'all remember Loose Ends? You remember Loose Ends, the singing group? Anybody remember Loose Ends?
Yeah,
that was my first grown-up song. Slow Down. Remember that song? Slow down. That was my first. I was a kid. All right. Some of y'all probably older than me and you was already older, but that was my first song that I heard a vinyl record on. And it was not Jimmy Rock. It was Greg Phelps that may have played it. My older homies that was probably 4-5 years older than me. When they played that song, I was kind of done with like the rap shit. You see what I'm saying? I was more on R&B and grown-up music. I was starting to veer over a little bit and start listening to some of the grown music. I was outgrowing that shit that was making me think I was, invincible, or that I was going to be the richest. Rick Ross has never sold dope in his life, and he has more top 10 songs related to drugs and all that stuff, bro. If we don't stop this shit, somebody's going to come replace Rick Ross, because we kept him at a pedestal and we kept him at a place where people wanted to achieve and be like him. So if we keep putting frauds at the top, people will inspire to be frauds. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Wyatt.
Yeah, go ahead, twin.
Yesterday,
I'm on my own today. The world against me. I don't care. I know the choices I made by the bullshit I was listening to. The church music didn't inspire me. You see how they play the church music, twin, when it's time to get the plate out? Every time it's time to join the church, get some money out of your pocket, preacher look over to little Ricky over there with the Jerry curl, and he get the orchestra, the horn, or whatever, the organ going. Dun, 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 and then that make people pull money out their pocket.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Jenny said that was way late. Man. Nah, I remember. It was the 80s. It was the 80s. It was the 80s. It might not have been that particular song now that I think about it, Jenny, but it was Loose Ends. When Loose Ends came out, Loose Ends was like the shit. They had that sound, you know what I mean? They was grown people music. Now, I was a young boy. I was a young dude that was ready to grow. That don't mean I don't like Rick Ross. It don't mean I don't like some of this shit, but you're not about to get me out at no orchestra thinking that I'm about to be, I've outgrown that shit. Let me tell you what I seen one day. I was in Cincinnati and seen a dude. I wish I could tell you who it was, because the guy is dead now, and I wish him RIP on him. He was a 50-year-old dude. That was just this year. It was this year in the summertime. It was this summer. He's riding around out at Liberty City. Not Liberty City, Liberty Township, out there at that mall. All right, where Liberty. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Liberty something out there where a mall is. I'm out there with my family. This dude got a drop top Z28. Okay, nice car. I ain't hating on the car. He pulled the top down and was riding through. Now he my age. And he riding through here with all these grown people, children, and all this, and he's bumping old ass music. I'm talking about old gangster ass music. You 50 years old still riding around with your music on full blast? Don't you want a nice little Bose system or something, a Bose factory system that sounds great, and you get the acoustics and you hear something that, you got Mary J or something? Why are you riding around like you 20? Or like you 17 with new license and just got your Alpine put in your car and you booming systems like a fucking child? That's the same shit I'm talking about. You haven't outgrown that yet? Who do that? You'll never see me riding downtown at the age that I am in the car that I've always wanted my whole life. Now I finally got it. And now I'm going to cut my music all the way up so everybody can watch my trunk rattle. When don't we grow up out of that shit? Or is it just me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you, Wyatt.
David Herring, do you understand what I'm saying, bro? Do I have anybody? I guess I'm on my own today. I don't need no life raft. I can handle it. Don't throw me nothing. I'm on my own. I'm good.
Maybe that's what he like listening to, Wyatt.
So what? We don't want to hear that shit. You 50 years old with your top down. With your top down, riding around like you 20. See, I can guarantee you there's characteristics that come along with that type. I don't care what nobody say. If I seen David Herring, I know David Herring. He didn't pull it up on me one time on the street. He didn't. My windows was up. His windows was up. When I seen David, I let my window down. He let his window down. What up, bro? We could be listening to our music, but we was listening to our music. We were listening to it. The whole world wasn't listening to it. We wasn't letting everybody know that we shit. You know what I'm saying? We were grown. There's a point in life, and let's just go back to the point of all of this. I'm not going down in no tuxedo or a Tom Ford suit and listen to some trap music and think that I'm cleaning it up. And it's like, I'm just not gonna do it. That's just me.
It sound like, from the sound, it sound like you hate.
So what? I don't. Okay.
That's how you putting it. Like, it sound like you got hater juice in you.
But what am I hating on? What would be what? Who am I? What am I hating on?
That man want to bump and put the top down, like the top down and all that. Let him bump. That's his style. He been doing it, so how you go knock that man for what he doing? You don't like it, but he like it.
Right. But you know what?
Knock the man.
But you know what? I'm not necessarily like tripping. I'm just telling you me. I'm not like sitting here saying, you ain't heard me call nobody an idiot, or why would they waste their money on a ticket? That would be hating. Like, I never said that. But when I hear people try to clean it up, like, oh man, we cleaning up the dope game. That sounds ridiculous to me. That's like when people call in and say Twin glorifies selling drugs and stuff. I get a little, not offended, but I get a little curved by that, because when I address it and talk to you about it, I'm not glorifying it just because I know what you're talking about. I know, just like you said today, man, ain't nothing in there that we don't get anything out of it. It's horrible. At one time, it was the realest dealest for you. It was what you did. Yeah. It was what you got your money on. Right. So
you couldn't tell me nothing.
So let me ask you something, Twin. Why don't you do it now? Why don't you sell drugs and gangbang
more
now?
Mature enough at Wyatt, and I thought about my family myself.
There you go.
I had to think about myself and what my kids and everything. My other
Stop hating, Twin. Stop hating on the dope game, bro. You can't hate on the dope game. You chose not to get in it. Don't hate on it. Somebody getting something out of it. That's what he chooses to do. Stop hating on the dope game, man. No matter what it's doing to the communities, that's our number one problem. People out here chasing bags. Stop hating on people that's chasing bags in the dope game.
I'll never hate on nobody chasing a bag and stuff, get it. But you know what comes behind it and stuff if you're doing it legal. You know what's coming up. It's a game, man. You might win. You might lose.
You know what?
Never go break even.
I am a proud hater today, because what I'm hating on is not Jeezy. I'm not even hating on the people that went. I'm hating on the people that think. I'm hating on the fact that you are glorifying and you trying to make some shit that has been nothing but brutally punishing to our community. You're glorifying it, and you think you cleaning it up because you put on clean clothes. I used to watch dope boys go up to Coins and spend $1,000 on sweatsuits and come outside and go right back down on the block and sell the same poison they was selling and doing the same shit they was doing. It didn't make it any better because they went up and got a bunch of Jordan sweatsuits off of dope money. What it did is you glorified it, and it recruited other little young boys to want to do it. Kids like me, other kids in my community. We didn't see anybody getting money like dope boys was getting money. We didn't see anything like that. Ron, stop, bro.
Hey, Wyatt, yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday you talked about the food truck, right?
Yeah.
And I heard what's his name, Max, I believe, from We Do Barbecue.
Okay.
Up there now.
Is he a truck?
He has a food truck and a restaurant.
Okay.
Yesterday he was on Lincoln Ware, and then yesterday I heard him on the news.
Okay, that's interesting.
And you was talking about how the food truck pull up in front of the, what'd you say, Boise State? What'd you say?
In front of what?
They pull up in front of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Other business. You call it something else.
Oh, you talking about when they pull up into brick and mortars?
Brick and mortars, that's right.
Okay.
And he said the brick and mortars don't have a problem.
Okay, maybe okay.
No. That's what he said. That's what he said out of his mouth.
Okay.
And he said,
"Is he? Are you talking about a food truck? He's a
restaurant. He got a restaurant in Mount Hill. Plus, he got a food truck.
Okay.
We Do Barbecues. Be every
okay.
The brother. He said they don't have a problem when they pull up.
Okay.
and everything. Everybody go eat. That's what he said out of his mouth. And I was listening to him on the radio, and he said it on the news.
Listen here, man. Are you trying to tell me that? I mean, he has both of best worlds. He has a food truck and he has a brick and mortar. He has a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's saying that when he takes his food truck out somewhere and sets up, if he sets up by a restaurant, they don't care.
That's what he said.
Okay, he can say what he want to say. So he don't care that food trucks would come and set up next to his brick and mortar. He don't care that his restaurant would be sitting there and food trucks.
There's a couple of trucks set in front of his restaurants too. If you're going Mount Hill,
Maybe
I've seen a couple of food trucks in that parking lot.
So I'm assuming when as the title says we do barbecue, it's a barbecue joint, right?
Yeah.
If I'm a barbecue joint and a taco truck pulls up next to my truck or to my brick and mortar, I probably won't have as much of a problem. Okay. But that's not what's happening. And I don't even know. I don't want to take anything out of context. I just know as a businessman, it's no different than you, bro. If you, damn, I hate to do this, y'all, but you know, I got to always take Twin down memory lane sometime. If you selling dog and somebody come on your block and selling weed, you ain't got that big of a problem with them, right? Unless you got weed with them, right? You got a whole different product, but y'all selling, y'all doing dirt. You doing something different, right? It's not really much of a problem. But you ain't gonna let nobody come sell exactly what you selling and not have a problem with it. It's the same thing. I don't care what anybody tell you on the radio or whatever.
But back then, why it was dudes, man.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
What do you mean it don't? It was dudes.
But that's street shit. We're not talking about the street shit. I'm just talking about how we lined
you
up.
You think the restaurants probably let you get on too?
That's not how it works. If I have a rib joint, brick and mortar, and a food truck that sells ribs come up and pull next to me, we don't have no deals. I'm gonna give you 10% of what my truck do. That's street shit. That ain't what these businesses do.
They gotta get no 10%, but hey, you can get around in that thing. But hey, I'm gonna open up my shop at this time.
It don't work like that. And I would have to say to you, maybe you misunderstood when he said we don't have a problem. Or if I pull my food truck up next to a restaurant, they don't have a problem with me doing it. They probably don't if he's doing ribs and that's a steakhouse, or if he's doing ribs and that's a taco joint. You know, that could be it could be somebody that don't even sell pork. You see, it's a little bit different. You can't convince me that a person, a family, or a business, if me and my wife put money together to open up, put every dime. Y'all know how I am about my small businesses. The Darius Cook dude came in and tried to do some crazy shit. I take that a little personal. I believe when people put their money on the wood and invest in property and invest into brick and mortars, to have somebody roll up next to you and sell the same thing, you know, that's a little disrespectful. That's what I think personally. But when
they do it at the music fest,
that's different. That's a fest.
What's so different?
Because there's probably not brick and mortar sitting right there. They usually have a section where all the food trucks go, and usually promoters sell spaces. Like, I don't know what they call them. They sell spots or sell, you know, like little tables or whatever to sell your trinkets.
And you had what is that called? Waffles and whatever out there. Taste of Bill. You had other restaurants. You had a suit full of dang on trucks and stuff lined up, venues and everything.
You just made my point again. See, y'all got to understand the reason why you let people talk is so they can sometimes validate your point. Let me ask you something, Twin. You just said Taste of Belgium. How many Taste of Belgiums are now still alive? They just closed one as of yesterday.
Where, in Cincinnati?
Yes. And you know what hurt? You know what hurt?
Which one closed?
I believe the one downtown. I know the one in Liberty has
two of them downtown.
I know the one in Liberty. He was just on the news.
Well, one on Short Vine.
He was just on the news.
Two on downtown.
He was just on the news this morning, and they asked him. He did the interview, and he said the lack of sales, the lack of foot traffic, and we just can't keep up with the. You know, it's the cost of doing business in downtown is really tough. So he has to close, and this is like this is a problem. You have to understand the economics of business. If I am a real estate agent or a real estate person and I've invested in an office, I don't want somebody pulling up outside me talking about we do land contracts. Come over here. Y'all don't need them. Y'all don't need. Okay, Linda Evans just said OTR closed. That was just recently, like as of yesterday. And the reason why shit happens like that is because when you have food trucks, that interrupts their business. When you have a chicken and waffle food truck pull up, Taste of Belgium gets hit for that. That interrupts their business. So you can't tell me that a brick and mortar don't have a problem when a truck pulls up next to them, even if they have somewhat of a similar menu. Yes, it's a problem. It's a problem. But if you look at a festival, you ever notice that they always have, it's fair game when you have 3 pizza trucks all in the same area, 2 wing trucks or 5 wing trucks. It's set up like that. That's conducive. People can pick their favorite stuff. There's nobody out there that's committed to those spaces on a long-term basis. So that's fair game. But don't sit up a food truck right outside my business and catch my overflow. My overflow, I pay for that property to stretch out so my overflow can stretch with my property. And they can wait their 45 minutes to an hour to get a seat. And the only people that don't understand that is people that probably ain't never put their money on the line and don't understand that, man, that really, that hurts business. And that's why Taste of Belgium's and some of these other smaller restaurants go out of business, because they can't keep up. They have to get every dime that come in the door.
Oh, okay. Then.
All right,
that's all I
twin.
gotta say, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you calling in and engaging with us, man.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. Ben about that check said 2-hour call. Shake my head. It wasn't. It was 30 minutes. He was on hold for like 12. Hey, sometimes I need people like Twin to call and give a different point of view. And then I have to tell them, Steve Spencer, what's up, bro? I'm going to call you after the show, probably about 10 minutes after. He said 1 mile apart. I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment, Steve. I would have been on it, bro. He closed both of them of the Taste of Belgium's downtown. They both closed. My bad, bro. I missed all that. I would have definitely liked to see, because you in the game, you in the real estate. So I understand, you know how things are moving out here. You probably understand my point on this. You have a brick and mortar, you have a store. And here we are. I hear you, Donna. I don't. Twin just said that the brother said, and I don't know if it's a brother or not. What was it? We Do Barbecue. I gotta get there too. When I get back there, I gotta taste that bar. I'm a barbecue head. While I was in Cleveland over the weekend, one of the nights I was there, we did a barbecue joint down in the flats, and it was pretty good. One of the things that they did that I normally don't see, and I generally don't go to barbecue joints. I go to the ones that I know most of the time. I don't just go to any. I'm one of those guys that, this is the one I've been going to for years. I generally pick the same one when I go to Kansas City, when I go to different cities or wherever. I generally try to stay with what I know. But this particular place up in Cleveland, man, they had some really tender ribs, right? And they had the sauces sitting on the table. So they send them to you dry, basically, and you put your own sauce on. And I think that's the best way to do ribs. I don't really care for places where they cook it in the sauce, or they cook them and then put the sauce on and then deliver them to you, because I always have to ask for extra sauce, or, sometimes they don't put enough sauce on, so I need extra. Sometimes they put too much on and it's more than I would have put on just by adding my little extra sauce. Sometimes it's off. Let me go back to the phone lines real fast before we get out of here. We're going to get out of here at the top of the hour, though, okay, guys? Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Wyatt, what's going on?
I'm doing good. Who am I speaking with?
It's Marquetta.
Oh, Marquetta. I didn't catch your voice. I really didn't. I'm sorry about that. What's going on? What's good, sis?
I'm watching the city. I'm concerned. I've been listening to everybody.
Okay.
I thought the city looked beautiful going to see Jeezy.
I did too.
It was beautiful to see.
Yesterday, Marquetta, I said everybody looked nice. They look gorgeous. I said it turned out good. The turnout, they look great.
You look like money, Cincinnati. You look like money. It was really nice to see. I'm calling because I'm watching the press conference of Chief Figgy, Governor DeWine, and Mayor Aftab Pureval. If I had time, I would have called into the Lincoln Weir show. Do you remember Dominique Davis, the 11-year-old who was shot in the drive-by?
Yeah. Do they?
The city
Do they?
do
I
they?
remember.
That's what I'm calling for. And I'm calling. I don't know if the people in your chat live in the city or not. I know a lot of us live on the outskirts, or in other cities. Listen, the city vice president, no, not vice president, vice mayor,
Vice Mayor.
current,
Mhm.
the person who is in charge of public safety,
Yep.
Scotty Johnson.
Okay.
They did a proclamation. They gave a rename to the street of the Lynn Street. They renamed half the street after him. They gave a proclamation. They had a big, come look at us, see what we doing type of event. But they didn't put no cameras up.
For who?
So they didn't put no cameras up in the area where Dominic was shot and killed.
Oh,
They
okay.
they said they would. They said they would.
Isn't his parents or somebody like that making it pretty clear now that y'all said y'all were gonna do this and you still haven't done it yet?
The people in this, and that's what I called in for. What is going on?
Yeah, I mean,
are y'all? What the fuck, man?
I already know what it is. It's show for the cameras, but do something different. We gonna just keep on doing it.
No reason that Andrea McNeil should have been killed on John Street after Dominic Davis was killed. There is no reason that Shakita Mitchell should have been killed down the street on Walnut near Liberty. There is no reason that Sharonda Wynn should have been killed off of Green Street. After they did that proclamation and that nigga preacher stood up and said, "We gonna wait on God," and Scotty and the vice mayor giggled and smiled like they did something, and that area didn't get additional shot spotters and it didn't get additional cameras. I listened to Lincoln Ware this morning. Them niggas was talking about sugar grits and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm not understanding why I have to be the voice to call in to anywhere and say tomorrow they are going to vote on $5.4 million for a safety plan for the city of Cincinnati. The only person that's going to be there is Stefan. The only person that's going to be concerned about where that money going is Stefan. The people in the community, y'all outraged about Trump and the Epstein files, when mostly all of our presidents have been pedophiles and rapists, all of them. You can go Michael Dukakis, you can go George Bush Sr., Jr. They all got stories of them, who was it? Jesse Jackson and Reagan and the Boys Town, and how they was running gay pedophilia out of a foster center in the 80s under Reagan and Bush. The Clintons, when they was running the kids out of Haiti and pushing them into child sex prostitution, and one of their friends got caught, and Hillary Clinton went and made sure that she didn't get prosecuted. All of them are criminal pedophiles. So my concern is, why aren't we concerned about our public safety? Why aren't people calling in outraged about the public safety in areas where the people you already elected said they were going to put some safety measures in place? Do y'all have family downtown?
Well, Marquetta, I will say this to you, sister. I mean, I appreciate your call. I really do. But let me give you a position that I take on this, if you will, because you listen to this show enough to either call me out on what I'm about to say or say, yeah, Wyatt, you're right. I always talk about that stuff. I talk about it more than
hurt.
I'm sorry.
My feelings is hurt.
I always talk about it.
My family and friends was down there.
Hold on.
I know shit.
Hold on. Let me just say something to you. I always talk about that. I'm the only one that says that the mayor come on black radio and tell y'all Cincinnati is safe, ain't no problems, and then within 30 days, they're getting 4.5 or $5.4 million, and the governor is involved, and now the FBI and all this. How did that all just happen within 3 weeks? No, it's always been that way. It didn't take the downtown brawl for people to say we getting this money together and we're gonna start making Cincinnati safe, because somebody's selling black community as Cincinnati is safe. Somebody's selling the city that this crime thing is just the Republicans, it's just the white people that's making it seem like that we having a hard time, but it's only us getting shot. If you can convince us that it ain't no big deal when we the only ones that bodies are dropping, Marquetta, let's just be honest, sis. How can I talk about that all the time? When I say those things, you should read the comments. You see the comments on the screen. You know people don't care about this shit like we do. I can't talk about everything that they don't like. You see what I'm saying? They don't care nothing about this, sis. They walking around. They'd rather have a brother on their t-shirt from Louisiana that got done in by a cop than a black girl in their own community that got shot 20 times walking down the street and she's innocent. They don't have no t-shirts of her. I've been saying that I've been challenging city council about how they don't really, they just selling mother. You got the mayor that come in and say ain't no gangs in Cincinnati. You got the, what am I supposed to do at a certain point? At a certain point, how many times have I said y'all concentrate on Trump more than you concentrate on your own little local shit? How many times I got to say that? How many times?
I mean, I feel safe that I can call you. Sometimes I feel safe that I can call you. Like I said, you got some hateful niggas in the city. They just hateful. And I'm not saying you,
no,
because
I know what you're saying.
You accountable. I'm talking about the people who call in. Lincoln Waringham is an extension of the city. He's not just a podcaster. He's an extension of the city. He's the voice. He's the liaison between the people in the city and the city.
He's the megaphone. He's the megaphone of the operation. That's basically what it is. Okay. I'm not, look, when I tell the truth about stuff like this, then I'm known as being like the hate. See, they have a continuance. They got another dude that just does the same thing, a continuance. They come on at the same time of us. So it's just, I could be talking about all of that stuff. But at this point, I'm getting to a point where I'm really, okay, how like I could, if I start saying things now, sis, all I can say is I told you so. Do you see how they clown me now for being frames ahead of things that's been going on in our community? And now they're starting to come to pass. Now, how do I keep saying, see, I told y'all? I mean, every time I say I told y'all so, it's from some shit from a long time ago that's now starting to come to pass. And now everybody want to get all, oh, well, he always talking about he told you so and this and that. I've been saying these things. I told you we ignore the things that go on in our community, and we pay attention to the things that your broadcasters make you pay attention to. You have been indoctrinated to belief into things that they want you to believe. It's more important, like you said, it's more important to talk about, you said something about grilled cheese sandwiches or some shit, some grits and butter, or I don't know what you said, but yes, that's the thing. And then if they can get around the real issues, now they can start talking about Trump. See what I'm saying? You got to focus on what they've been taught to focus on, so we don't have to focus on the real fix. If you focus on the real fix, a lot of them will be out of jobs, sis. You know that. They wouldn't have nothing to talk about if they didn't talk about the shit they talk about. You can fix that stuff. But they don't want to fix it because none of them would be relevant if shit was running right. You're not going to get rid of all crime. It's never going to happen. But they don't even talk about getting rid of the element. They only talk about putting Band-Aids over things that already happened. They don't talk about fixing anything. They got more money for programs that really don't exist because, well, they exist, but they're not existing to fix anything. All right. They get them. That's how they funnel the money, is through the program, sis. You know that. That's how they get their money off. That's how they fund their lifestyles and do what they do. They're not trying to fix shit. And I can sit here all day long. I just told you yesterday about Cleveland. Cleveland got the same leadership that Cincinnati has. It's not a coincidence that the same type of stuff happens there. It's not a coincidence that our schools are all the same way and you're just breeding another group of people that's going to be running through the judicial system. That's by design. And it's by design that we have lined up another group of people to take the blame for it. And we don't blame ourselves because we don't look at ourselves first. We look at somebody else first. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't have a reason to be sorry. I mean, like I said, I appreciate your platform, but this has been on my heart for like the last few days because I got little cousins that's coming of age in that area. And if the people are not pressuring the people that they're telling us that we should vote for and hold them accountable, I don't care that Scotty Johnson and and Miss Kearney are Black. I don't care. I'm literally concerned about my elders in West End and the children in the West End. They came and said, we got a proclamation. We're going to name half of this street, the same street Derek Turnbow on the other side. Now Dominique Davis on the other side. They're not securing you with your tax dollars. And tomorrow they're going to budget $5.3 million. Make sure the West End is accounted for, not the West End council. These people on these councils are not accountable to the community. They just for fluff. I'm telling you, and listen, I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. You can't give a damn about what people say about you. I've been talking against politicians for years. Obviously, I've made some enemies. People hate to hear that we shouldn't be so dependent on government, that as Black people, we have it within our own communities to police ourselves. You can police me in my vagina. You can worry about how many kids I got. You can worry about if I had an abortion or not, but you're not worried about the safety that these children are growing up in. You understand what I'm saying?
I clearly understand what you're saying.
It is absolutely insane to me.
This is why when you hear, I'm sorry, I promise you can keep going. This is why I always come out with my statements of leadership. Leadership, if you know the true definition of a leader is someone that is supposed to convince people to go a certain way. A leader is someone that is you're supposed to have confidence in the person to lead you in the most in the best way for you and your family. A leader is a representative of your thoughts and your morals and your principles, and that's who you're supposed to lead. When your leadership is bad, it's going to lead the people in all the wrong directions. When your leadership tell you, I got something, this is what's going on, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. If your leadership is if they're paid off or if they're corrupt, you're gonna go right down them same rabbit holes with them. They're leading you. Let me just ask you this. I'm sorry. Let me just remember the sister, Marquetta. Hold on one second. Remember the sister that was the Cincinnati Public School superintendent? I forgot her first name, but her last name is Wright. Remember her? She was just the previous superintendent to the current. She's a Black lady that I challenged, not her. I challenged them selecting her in the first place when she came from losing school districts. I mean, these school districts was bad. We're talking about one in Florida. We're talking about one in Detroit. You see what I'm saying? These were bad school districts. Who would go hire a coach from an NFL team that's been a losing organization? Why would you hire a coach off of a losing organization to come run your team? Why would you do that? You see what I'm saying? So my point was, they hired this lady because they knew that she was going to just be go with what
a fall guy.
Exactly. They knew that she was either going to take the blame for everything or it was going to be business as usual. And why do you go get a Black woman for that position? Because she's a buffer. She know that the city would not attack a Black woman for being in a position of failing schools in the city. It's a buffer. If it was a white woman or a white man in that same situation, we would be saying these white folks don't want us educated. It'd be all about black and white. But they put Black folks in these positions on purpose because they're buffers. That's why you end up with mayors that look like us or brown or want to make up an excuse like he brown, so he us. That's why they put city councils in there that's a certain color. I told y'all a long time ago, wait till they have to make business decisions. Wait till it's the people or the business. They're going to choose the business over the people every time. And they've been doing that. Well,
I mean, they should, because the business is what generates money.
But the folks always think they first. I understand that the business come first. They don't. They think that they come first because they've been convinced if you get somebody that look like me, shit, they're going to put us first. How do you feel about the person that they have as the prosecutor right now? She's a Democrat. You would think that the Democrat, since we all Black and vote Democrat, she's working for us. And the only reason why I would say that is because every Republican that was a prosecutor in the city of Cincinnati, the only reason why they making their decisions is because they trying to do this shit to Black people. It was never about the law. It was never about decisions that was based off the law. It was always about Black or white. And when you're convinced and you're taught to think that way, then that's how you interpret everything that come down that pipe. Is it that way now, y'all? You got a white liberal woman who's running the prosecutor's office in Cincinnati, and y'all ain't got one good call out of her yet. Now, what's the excuse? Somebody give me the excuse on that one. Or could it be she's calling shit down the pipeline, but she calling balls and strikes? Law versus non-law. I mean, I'm just asking, because you got what you want. They control their own budget. There ain't nobody stopping y'all from getting what you want. The only problem is the people that's getting shit, they the same ones that's guiding you in a certain direction. And they the ones profiting. All I can tell you is follow the money. The money will show you all these programs and all these little different little things that these 501c3s and all that. Follow the money, and then you see if your city getting better from them programs. Marquetta, go ahead and close us out.
I'm just hurt. I mean, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Miss McNeil shouldn't have been shot, even though they found her killers. That should not have happened. They're going to bring in the power to police and arrest. If you got guns on disability or whatever, they'll get you for that. But that is not stopping crime. And I mean, people, a lot of y'all, I don't know. I don't really give a damn. I don't know what y'all think about me. I don't give a damn either. But I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm trying to build the love up in our community for each other. For me, when I speak, I don't feel like I'm tearing down Black men. I feel like I'm trying to empower you to police each other. I'm not asking you to come outside and stand in front of Stanley Rowe and take a bullet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as brothers, tell that brother stop hating on that brother so he don't shoot that brother. Don't bring that gun out. There's women and kids out. We should have that type of standard. We should never be so comfortable. Dominique been dead for 2 years since he been shot in that park. You got to keep in mind, that's a park that we go to. It was 12 and 13-year-olds and old women. I know an old woman that got shot just going to the store treatment. And when I talk about that type of thing, oh, you man hater, the women, the ones who run the community. No, niggas with sticks. To hear Dominique's parents say, we're afraid, we're scared.
And the kids in the community know they running around calling one of the dudes, that's the killer.
Yeah, the killer man. Like they keep pointing out, that's the killer man. You got kids in the community afraid of men in the community who are serial killers, possibly. They got a picture of Krishonda's, the murder suspect. They got a picture. They won't talk about it. They won't show it. You understand what I'm saying?
If it was a white
but Holly,
man. Oh my God.
Holly and the brawl, everybody want to call in and make sure that the white man get brought up on charges, and everybody's angry. And this white man smacked the Black man, and what you gonna do about that? But ain't nobody worried about all these women and children and elders and brothers that's being murdered. You're not demanding that your city put your tax dollar on some safety equipment in your community?
Because they also have you thinking that you can't arrest your way out of the problem. To me, y'all might not understand how I see it, and you might not even get it how I get it, Marquetta. I don't know. But when you tell me that a fraction of the crime is coming from a small part, a portion of the community, yes, you can arrest yourself out of that side. We're not talking about 50% of the community is committing crimes. You're talking about a small percentage of the community is making these crimes. You can arrest yourself. Who has convinced my people that you cannot arrest yourself out of these problems? You might not be able to arrest people who are not committing crimes yet, who might have criminal minds. But if you don't have people on the street that's putting them on, like all these drug dealers that's out here, if you arrest them, if you put them in a position where they can't reach one, teach one, then your crime, your drug dealing reduces. But you got your leaders who say to you in your face, you can't arrest yourself out of this. And it sounds smart, but if you do the numbers and do the math, and if you've been out here in these streets and you understand how the game works, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. If you don't have anybody out here putting them on, You know, there's only one way.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. If you don't have, and that's all I'm saying. And I hate the unaccountability responses.
Oh, because
You
they
do need
leaders.
police.
You didn't
You
mention it. Their leaders got them believing the shit that they believe in, and they don't want to go against the leaders because you know what a village look like when somebody is the black sheep of a village. They either kick them out or make it hard for them to be in there. And a lot of us can't. We can't stand being criticized and going through the shit you've been through, going through the shit I go through by telling the truth. Telling people you being fooled, it's in broad daylight. They always come up with these other reasons of why you shouldn't know what you know. Your eyes are not lying to you. When you tell me that Cincinnati is safe and you didn't have 3 brothers, not white folks, these black folks that are
black people.
these black people taking bullets that don't have nothing to do with the streets. And you're going to sit up here and convince black people. And you got megaphone ass chaos agents that do it. Hey, they just trying to make Cincinnati seem like that we all rough and tough. I was in Cleveland over the weekend, sis, and the same shit going on up there. I'm watching the news and they got the same players in their cities. That ain't nothing new in Cincinnati. Y'all ain't got nothing special in Cincinnati that another city just like Cincinnati have. They got all the freedom fighters, the boots on the ground people. They got some people that's getting paid, some that's not. They got they people that's been saving the planet for 20, 30 years. They got the same shit. Just get out and see it sometime. Ain't nothing different about Cincinnati when it comes to this shit. You got the same stations and the same people saying the same shit, convincing us that everything is good. They just trying to make it seem like it's bad. Bad enrollment in school, kids getting late. We got a new lineup of deadbeat fathers waiting to happen. All that shit. That's a systematic problem that we want to blame on somebody else by our own actions. I'm done. Go ahead, sis. Do what you do.
I want to say that Cecil Thomas need to be held accountable for that bullshit ass press conference with all of them black people around them. He's an elected official. He's up in Congress, up in Senate, Ohio, wherever he at. When Stefan asked him,
push him in a corner. Why? When you push him in a corner, he fight off the back foot, and it's all of a sudden he'll start talking about Trump. Go ahead. You tell me what you know, though.
I watched the press conference and Stefan stood up and he went up to the microphone because Shakita Mitchell is his cousin. And he asked him, what can you do legislatively to bring some law, some punishment to people who commit these type of crimes or help us with investigation? And he dismissed him. He said, if you don't have 5 or more people, it don't matter what you do. Next question. Wow. This type of letting people, you're not important, what you said. And that's why I be at black. That's why I be talking about black women.
If you're not in the circle, what you're saying is not important. Pryor's not in that circle. Pryor ain't a do boy. He say shit that matter. They laugh at him because the way he say it. I don't laugh at him. He's not a do boy. He ain't in their circles. They hate when he walk up to the microphone in City Hall meetings. They hate that shit. They think he clout chasing. I think he for real about what he doing and what he's saying. He ain't no idiot. He might not say things the way some people might present him or whatever, but he a pain in the ass to some people about doing their job. He a pain in their ass.
It's people who are outside of the city who's trying to influence that election. And I usually don't even speak on this, but like I said, my heart hurt. Stefan in the community. Stefan is somebody that is giving the youth a boxing alternative, something to compete for, something to strive in excellence for. Stefan is more concerned about the community than mostly anybody that's running for council. But all I be seeing is people hating on Stefan, and that's normal. Black people hate. We have gotten to the point where we're just hateful people. I hate all that. We black and we a village. No, you're not. You're very hateful. And that's why I be talking about the women. If you demonize women enough and make women out to be the enemy, ain't nobody gonna care. Like we don't care now when somebody's shooting us up, when there's nowhere for us to live, when all of our housing is falling apart and rats and roaches and these big real estate conglomerates come in and take all of the money, refinance it, put the money in their pocket and let the property go to trash. And we just left. And we're not, and the only reason I called in, like I said, brother, you're one of the only platforms where you can really talk about the concerns of the city that's tangible. I'm not understanding how y'all got $5.4 million tomorrow. They
All of a sudden.
already done decided the West End is not in that money.
What?
They already talking about it. Go watch.
What? I mean,
the
that's where the
press
majority of the
conference.
killings. I was on the air. I had all intentions. I think it came on at 2:00 today. But West End probably has the majority. I can't say out of the. I don't know how many killings there are in the
West
city.
End and Westwood
Right.
has the most shooting. So OTR and
you
Westwood
not?
has the most
How
shooting.
could
That's where
you
the money
not?
should be going.
How could
As
you
soon as
not?
them people start talking about the business district, and that's what they're
Oh.
talking about. The business district
Then
and how
it's
they're going to
just for
do the
show.
business district. They're not talking about they're not talking about the black
sis,
community where the crime
then
is.
sis.
I'm hurt by that. I'm like crying. I'm hurt.
Sis, then you know what it is. You know the reason. I can tell you why you hurt, because you know that it's window dressing. You already know that the money gonna be for overtime in different areas. It's just window dressing. It's to make it look like we doing something. If you're not gonna put the money in the most effective areas, then what's the point? Because you got
I've
people.
never seen
You got
foot
people.
patrol
You got
in West
people.
End.
You got people that's out here talking about that over policing shit and all that old stuff and putting police around black folks. But if the numbers show, that's where most of the felonies are occurring. If it's
Right,
leading
right.
out with misdemeanors, sis, that's different. If you bullshitting people with punk ass tickets and all that and getting all these little misdemeanor charges, that's one thing. But if the felonies are coming out of these communities, that's where you have to put your OT at with the police department. You got to do that. You can't be sitting back here. Look, this is so transparent to me. But go ahead, sis.
I'm gonna listen to you offline. I just had to get that out because the self-righteous hypocrisy of black people standing behind Democrats. We talked about that during the election. You look silly. You look dumb as hell because whether it was, I don't know, if you go back and think, would you have voted for Dukakis versus George Bush Sr.? Would you have voted for, what was that, Mondale and Geraldine Ferraro versus Reagan? Would you have voted for Al Gore or Bush Jr.? Either way you would have went, you would have got a criminal. Either way you would have went, you would have got either party. No, none of these parties are prioritizing Black Americans. They prioritize immigrants and other groups. Now, Democrats, for whatever reason, people think that they give us more. Even with more, we do less. We spend $15,000 per pupil, and half the kids can't damn read.
Well,
so it's in our community that we have to find some love amongst each other to be concerned about each other. And that's why I was calling, because I'm concerned about the people that I know in the West End. I don't find Lynn Street to be littered with criminals and drug dealers. Those are my family members. Those are my cousins. They're my hood cousins. You know, I ain't got to brag about it, but I got hood niggas in Evanston, Walnut Hills, over the Rhine. Them my hood niggas, and they're not out. To my knowledge, they're not out shooting and killing people.
They in the way.
You know,
they in the way.
They in the way. They get shot by a nigga that's on that. But to think that y'all use all of that time that y'all have in a day, and nobody is pressuring city council to be held accountable.
Wouldn't you think now would be the time that they would be like, bro, they've been flexing on us, man. Look, all of a sudden, see, they have convinced this. I heard today the host say, I don't trust the governor because he's being nice to us by giving, providing money and resources to clean up our neighborhoods. Why would you even be that cynical if somebody's trying to help, like DC? DC got all this stuff to go in there to help people whose bodies been dropping, and you can't help but say something negative. Not you, but I'm saying they can't help but say something negative. They want to send the National Guard into Chicago, and they've already started putting presentations together about how it's going. They gonna have grandmama snatched off, and why? I don't understand how we've been manipulated to the point where even when something is to help us, it's bad. You see it as being bad before it even lands.
I wanted to talk about Chicago real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna hang up. I promise.
That's
this your show,
no,
and people
cool.
call.
I didn't talk to some foolishness.
People call, but we listening for you.
I understand. I get it, but I appreciate that, sis. But go ahead, Chicago. What's up with Chicago?
The first thing is I'm seeing it trending that young niggas saying we got more firepower than
Right.
the National Guard.
Right.
We got more switches. We got more poles. We
Yep.
got more sticks than the National Guard. That's
Yep.
the first thing.
Yep.
It's like, whoa, you
Yep.
know, what are you saying?
I question that a little bit. I question. Here's what I question. I'm not saying you. I've heard what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. My question is this: is that coming from somebody that's really out there like that, or is that somebody that's at the keyboard saying? Because a real player, like a real dude, ain't saying nothing like that. You feel me?
They
Like,
got them niggas at the Chicago Police Department waving guns. They got them on camera waving
well,
guns at the
that's-
police department.
that's because
And
of
that's
how
just
they
the
ran.
ignorance of the
that's
culture.
but that's because Chicago is ran wrong, and that's because they can get away with that. But when you take an overhaul, these are the same people that are saying we don't need the same people that run the police departments and call the shots are the same ones saying we don't need National Guard. So what does that tell you? Like, you don't want the National Guard.
Let me say something
They
about
don't.
that.
I'm gonna say this first. They don't want the National Guard there because it'll prove that the shit they've been on has been wrong since day one. And they've been milking the community. And there's been a lot of unnecessary deaths if they would have cleaned that shit up a long time ago. They had offered the National Guard to Lori Lightfoot before this mayor, and she turned it down. And how many people died after that turned down? I'm not saying that they would not have died, but we'll never know now, will we? If there was some special forces in there to stop some of those shootings and stuff, some of them people that died may not have died. And they won't even count, they won't even talk about that.
So there's a viral story going right now. And I keep trying. I don't know what I'm not saying. I think it's just falling on deaf ears. But it does not matter if it's a Democrat or if it's a Republican, if it's the National Guard, if it's the local police department. Black America, we just need group therapy. You just need a group hug. The nigga brought his baby mama to his son's school where his other baby mama was dropping off his son. As she was going back to the car, he get to arguing with one of the baby mamas, put her in the headlock, and the other baby mama shoot her in the head. This in the middle of Chicago. The National Guard can't do nothing about that. A Democrat or Republican can't do nothing about that. That goes back to us and our culture and how we're relating to each other.
Right.
And it is nothing to do with politics. It goes back to the Black community and being held accountable.
Well,
Why
wait a
would
minute.
this
I'd
man
like to
be
say
so
something about
petty
I'd like to
to
say
do
something about
something
that.
like that and
I'd
had a woman shot dead in the middle of the street, her son in school?
I'd like to say
Now,
something.
no, he was in the car.
I'd like to say something that may be a stretch from that point. I believe in bars. When you set bars high, you get better productive people. When you keep bars low, people don't have to put much effort in whatever they need to do, right? My point is this. If you knock off some of the crime element in some of these cities, kids have less influence from the criminal element in these cities. So they have less bullshit people to look up to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we had
Like
a same.
Jeezy.
you hear me? And you might not even agree with what I was talking about, but you know what I meant, what I was saying about the Jeezy thing. But here's
Jeezy's son go to college.
Exactly.
Jeezy's son is a graduate.
Exactly.
Jeezy's son ain't trapping.
Yeah,
Jeezy wasn't
exactly.
singing in his child.
Exactly. But my point is this. You just talked about the situation with the daycare and the mother shooting the one in here. We had one in Cincinnati that nobody talks about. It even was caught on video where the two mothers was out there thumping and fighting and shit. One jumped in the car after they didn't got to fighting and took off real fast and slammed into 3 kids. One of them will never probably
paralyzed
walk.
for the rest
will never
of his
walk
life.
again. And you know what?
She don't know how to take an L.
We don't even know how to have a conversation about that because we too focused on what the leaders have taught us over the decades on what to focus on. And this conflict resolution is one of the biggest things about conflict resolution. People that live a certain lifestyle deal with people a certain way. When you have less going on in your life, you have less to lose. So you're willing to take more risk. When you have more going on in your life, you take less risk because you have too much to lose. And what we got to do is we got to get in a position where we just have too much fucking shit to lose and we'll be dealing with each other much better. And it's not what position I'm in, that the government's lined me up with. It's we got to have people where we set our bars high. If we set our bars high, then we'll have we have more shit to lose. And that's how I see it. But you got people that want you to believe that, oh, that's some old coon shit. That's this, and that. I believe that everybody can do whatever they want to do as far as achieve whatever they want to achieve. But what we have to do in our community, the number one thing we have to do in our community is we got to get the riffraff and the bad element out for our children, to the ones they looking up to. That's all I'm saying. We got to get those guys.
Because I heard you say even that an older brother in the community gave you a weapon when you was young.
I ain't gonna Rufus. I just said it on the air. Rufus is the one who gave me my first gun. Now he good people now. I got my first look. I can name off every element that I had in my life that brought certain shit to me. But it was up to me at a certain point. Am I going? Look, I'm not a street dude. I knew that
change, right? Everybody. Listen, I'm not. I hear you. Everybody. Life is not a flat line. It's an up and down. Everybody's gonna go through ups and downs and changes. Everybody is supposed to be able to mature and change.
That's right.
And Rufus has shit. Most of my girlfriends in Cincinnati got a CCW from him. Most everybody I know.
Look, you can be one thing in your life once before and turn out to be better than most people that was good when you was bad. You see what I'm saying? When you were at your worst and they were already good, you can evolve to be better than the people that have been good their whole life and you had your bad spurt. I mean, that's me. At one point, I wouldn't have wanted my kids around somebody like me. I wouldn't have wanted the influence that I was giving kids in school. When I was in school, I remember one of my better friends was like, I was talking about stealing Alpine radios out of cars and shit because they would leave their doors open and stuff like that. The kids that I was running with was like, nah, I can't do that. I'm like, why? This shit is cake. This is easy. It's white. It's right there. We getting $200, $300 an Alpine stereo. They like, nah, I can't do that, man, because if I get in trouble, my mom and my dad get in trouble at work and hit our name get out there, man.
That's what's coming. That's what's coming next. Is they're gonna just start locking parents up. Your kids out here acting.
Oh, and black folks gonna go crazy.
Locking the parents up.
Black folks gonna go crazy.
I'm not gonna take too much more of your time. You know, like I said, it's your show. I like listening to you. I'm gonna listen to you. When the caller called,
they are the co-host. You're the co-host. When you call, when everybody called, they're a co-host at that time. That's why I don't cut nobody off unless it get crazy. But I appreciate everybody that called, and I appreciate you as well, more so than some. But I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think about what type of nigga or what type of woman what type of person are you in the community that you would be disturbed by my call? You're not disturbed by the murders in your community. You're not disturbed by that, but you want to check Marquetta for saying something about the murders in the community. And I swear it's because of my name. I get so much more respect when I go by my middle name, which is Denise. You know, that I told my daddy all the time, like, I don't know why you named me Marquetta. It's like forever I'm a 9-year-old little girl. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you. I appreciate your platform. Thank you for letting me get that shit off my chest. Y'all, hold your city leaders accountable. If another person died in that city block between Lynn Street and the West End, period, but especially where Dominic was shot in that drive-by, I would hold every Cincinnati Black resident accountable for the next murder because you didn't do shit. You didn't say, you called and you talked about bullshit because people, whether we like it or not, Lincoln Ware, the buzz was created after the riots because of the people rioting, even the people who was boycotting, they was fighting each other. They it was a mess. There wasn't no unity. They was fighting each other. They was calling Sister Iris Nurse Rivers. That's why I don't get along with the Luttrell now. Because he was sitting up calling Sister Iris Nurse Rivers, said another sister had AIDS, talking about people's affairs, dogging Chris Smitherman and his wife and all that. And none of that has to do with the safety of our community. None of that has to do with the safety and the longevity and the, our people being productive. None of that. But when I call in, you want to sit up and try to gang up on me, you bitch, you heifer, all that. I mean, that just shows you, one, you insecure. Two, you probably don't even live in the city. You don't pay no taxes to the city. Tax paying people who live in the city district of Cincinnati, Ohio. Your tax dollars are supposed to fund you and your children's safety. The vice mayor and the chair of the public safety commission came out 2 years ago after an 11-year-old was killed in a drive-by shooting. They wrote a proclamation. They named half of the street after him, and they promised that they would do something about the security of the area, and they did not. It's almost 3 years later. It's
Hey,
not cool. Okay,
well,
I'm done.
no, I hear you, sis. I appreciate you calling in and giving us your point of view and giving us your energy. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good
All right,
afternoon.
Denise. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut her. She said, "Have a good afternoon." Good. I mean, she's right. I don't agree with everything, but and then she said some things I don't really know anything about either, because she's been at it for many, many years, and I don't. When she started talking about people, some of the people I know from current, situations, but there's things that she can lose me sometime on certain things. But for the most part, accountability. I noticed how people have done us, and I know this is not going to go over too easy. Sometimes I have to put the medicine in the candy and have a joke or two so I can relay a message or whatever. Some of the people in our communities are buffers. They're put in the situation, they're put in place on purpose so you won't have a real problem. I was using the Miss Wright as an example. They have, you can go all the way to Baltimore, the worst school districts in this country. We're the superintendents. We're the principals and the superintendents in those areas, because if you put a face like us in front of the problem, it can be a buffer. If you put a white man or a Jewish man or an Asian man, maybe Asian, I don't know. But if you put somebody that's not us in some of these positions where they're in charge of critical parts of our life, education, leadership, you'll hold them accountable. It's like Marquetta just said, it's like when a white person kill a black person, it's almost like we got t-shirts. We want the system to be challenged. We want this and this and this and that. But when a black man kill a black man, we're not talking about the system is doing this. Well, sometimes we'll say it's systematic this, and this is the only reason why he out there shooting and killing is because of this. And he was raised this way because his mama was on welfare and all that old shit, like all of us welfare babies out here taking lives. That's bullshit. There's not enough of us doing that from that part of life to think that that's the cause of it. There's a lot of us from the projects that just grew up not taking lives. We might have started out a little raggedy, but to be honest with you, man, like I understood where she was coming from when she was talking about, well, I don't understand why we're not talking about certain things. I don't get that. I get what she's saying. That's me. I felt guilty for that. But I know that if I came on the show today and I start talking about the shooting in Cleveland looked just like the shooting in Cincinnati, if I start talking about the 5 point whatever million, a little over $5 million now being allocated to a city that your people tell you every day is safe, and they over exaggerating, and they doing this, they doing that, and they doing this and they doing that just to do this and make us look bad and blah, blah, blah. If the data don't support the money, who gonna drop $5.4 million on some fake shit? Who gonna do that? If the data doesn't tell them they need support in these areas, why would they get the money? How would they get the money? Remember when I used to say, and I know y'all hate that shit, when I used to tell y'all, man, the numbers don't match what's really going on out here in these streets. Remember when I had the conversation with you about the chief had the interview? It wasn't really an interview. It was a quick little in and out down at the courthouse. Remember, I've been the one that's talking about the same people doing all these shootings and all this shit are usually people that have pending cases and they probably shouldn't be out on the streets. That's not just happening in Cincinnati. That's happening in the cities that have high crime. I mean, the residual of bad behavior is more bad behavior. It escalates. And for some ungodly reason, we have been convinced through church or through our hearts as black folk, how could we be the ones suffering the most and be the most forgiving? I don't get that. That shuts me down mentally. It shuts me down to think straight. The people who claim to suffer the most and are offended when other people do shit, we're not as offended when we do shit to each other the same way somebody from outside our community do us. I don't get it. And then when we find out the people in our community who supposedly are leaders who speaking for us or out in front for us, talk that protect us shit. And then when you get somebody such as myself who says this, I'll say, y'all know I put a post up the other day. And I said, y'all always talk, well, I didn't quite say it like this, but we always talk about protect our women. Black women are the ones that's done the wrong and this all everything, blah, blah, blah. And I put a post out that said, well, if we really want to protect our women, if y'all want to protect black women, marry one. There's a whole lot of people that stood at podiums, whole lot of people that get in front of microphones, black men, who talk all we got to protect our queens, we got to protect our women, we got to protect them, we got to protect, and they don't even have a wife. How you gonna protect the queen, bro? You got about 3-4 different baby mamas out here. Get your shit together first. I can throw it. I can put it out. I can say it. Yeah, I can say it. You can be mad at me because I can say my shit. You can be mad. You can call me whatever you want to call me. It don't matter no more. The bottom line is I see more fraud. Y'all appreciate fraud motherfuckers more so than real motherfuckers. That's the bottom line. Y'all appreciate, see, it seems like lies are comfortable. And everybody want to be comfortable. So we tend to want to be, we'll accept a lie over the truth because the truth is the most uncomfortable thing in the world to deal with. And that could be, I just feel like this. The most protected black woman in this country is one that's married with a family because she has a true king. She has a man that stands for her. She has a man that puts his family first. Somebody that'll step out in front. That's how I feel about it. You can't protect a woman any better than that. We got our women out here trying to protect one another and going through loops and bounds and taking care of kids from other men and from other relationships. And, look, we always talk about all these guys that don't take care of kids. Look at all these women that take care of sons, and they have to depend on the only way they know how to raise a man. They only know how to raise a man one way. They know how to raise a man like a woman knows how to raise a man. And it's another mental breakdown for me is when I see men out here talking about what we need to be doing in our communities, and you don't have a household yourself. You got kids throughout the city. And even if they grown, you ain't did your due diligence. You ain't done your work. Clean your shit up first. And then come save everybody else. I ain't never seen a lifeguard drowning. I ain't never seen that. I've never seen a lifeguard out in the middle of the ocean drowning trying to save somebody. They always got their life raft and they ready to jump in and save your ass because they got their shit together already. I think I had enough for today. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys on the next one tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Hot sex on a platter. 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 Hey yo, who wanna put a fight for a long time no hear from? Suckers walking around talking about other two, and I'll proceed to let you know exactly how to flow. I'm not a law doctor, so just suckle with the hoe. Oops, my mistake, I didn't know you went with her. Should I run down the line of all the kids that done hit her? Don't be bitter. I hear that honey resembles a critter. Heard she likes it 2-on-1 like my man John Ritter. But back to the subject, you can't catch wreck. You must give respect to earn respect. Suckers think they can hurt me, cause now I expect you're full of jokes. Well, yo, your name ain't Flex. I got the riches, the bitches. I'm large like a Huxtable. You think you're all that, but your girl's quite doable, yeah. I'm telling you, G, to back above me. I'm not a man called Hawk, but I ain't Mr. Softy. Rapping it so hard, coming straight from the heart. So forget the chart, because the action got stars.
Where you at? To all my people with the funk, I'm the undercover brother, dump your hoe in the trunk. Save all the sad songs and the tear jerkers. Niggas step back, it's the lyrical worker. The points that I create ain't in paperback books. The points that I create are for hookers and the crooks. My mental is excelling cause I dabble in the books. I'm not the one in the front on, so sub ups. Yo, I guess the pickings, I'm such a damn Dickens. If you step to this, then the block just thickens. I run you around the track like a bunny and a dog. To me, you're just another MC on the log. A link in the chain, fluid on the brain. I boast the pipe lyrics, and yours are mundane. See, I can't maintain, especially if you come back. I'm the lyrical master blaster, yeah, I could do that. I could also do your girl, so leave the hoe at home. Cause when I get done, I have a strong arm bones. It's the no joke pressure that elevates my mind. Make me pick up and go when it's time to drop my rhymes. My title is dropped, the abstract poetic. I'm in the idle mode, but my energy's kinetic. So smooth and debonair, special for the air. Gotta keep my thing in gear, cause it's evident and clear that I will rock on the ride.
Hot sex on the platter. I tell you, hot sex on the platter. 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 Hot sex on the platter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the team. Dream Team. GR. Show 'em what you got.
I'ma race just like a mighty. See, these dudes don't know where I'm coming from. I'm New York all day. LA, VA, ATL, International. PR ain't beat for the BS. Cause we next, raised in the PJs, I demand my respect. Dry your eyes, you hater, here's some Kleenex.
The Black Street Rejects.
Yo, I know, but I'ma let it ride though. And let them clouds keep entertaining the sideshows. Wherever I go, it's bigger though. Jimmy I Beam, Doug Mars, 50 Diddy, and Jigga though. I'm a humble dude, I don't like the sun. Niggas tryna front, I give them what they want. The jewels glistening, illa whips and exotic women, we just living it totally different. The Mike Jack tracks got me plenty rap. The wall-to-wall plaques, y'all envy that. They say Teddy whack, Teddy this, Teddy that. Do me a favor.
Tell 'em Teddy's rap.
Oh, jam. Oh, jam. Give it to me, Teddy. Oh, jam. Oh, jam. Give it to me, Teddy.
Yo, Black, I made you.
I made you.
Yo, Chauncey, man, I made you.
I made you.
What type of dude supposed to be a dude file bankruptcy just so he ain't gotta pay you? I must be some friend of Chauncey to not spaz when he crashed my Ferrari, or simply living with me rent free. Now you trying to file a lawsuit against me? No, they don't get your picture unless I'm in your photo. Remember when you tried to go solo? It wasn't good. You dropped a joint though, but it went double wood. Mike Jack tracks got me plenty raps. The wall-to-wall plaques, you envy that. They say Teddy whack, Teddy this, Teddy that. Do me a favor, Black.
I need you to jam for me. I need you to jam for me. Teddy, I really need it. I need you to jam for me. I need you to jam for me. I need you to
I wrote this like I wrote a song, and it goes a little something like this, the bridge. It's one thing that disturbs me, and I just don't know why. The whole brothers think without me, that they can still be God. When they book Aaron and Damien, the promoter pays 12 stacks. But when stars on the bill, y'all. Them same promoters paid 40 racks. That should let y'all know how much I mean to the brand. That should let y'all know how much I mean to the fans. R. Kel took your swag and X'd you out. All that drinking and drugging done stressed you out. Do me a favor, just shut your mouth. You need a permanent seat on Iyanla's couch. The R&B ether. Matter of fact, y'all should be on the new R&B divas.